So thankful for the teachers that are standing in front of you helping out today. We're at quarter 4, week 8, day 7. Today we're going to do lesson 4a, first part of this lesson, and it's called I Am the Door. So your packets, you're going to need the packet that at the top it says lesson 4, I Am the Door. You should be working on your verse as you're due now. And adults, please pause the video whenever I say pause the video. All right, here we go. Hey, here's our May birthdays. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Hey, if your name was up there, happy birthday, you guys. We're going to start by praying and putting Christ first. If you're in teaching a 5th grade class, pause right here. And depending on what class you're in, please pray for the person on the left. And if you're teaching a 6th grade class, pause right here and pray for the person in the class that you're teaching. All right, awesome. Thanks so much for that prayer. Book of John, you see that little sign with a cross in it. We have a lot of signs that we learn about. Jesus does a lot of miracles that shows and proves he is truly the Son of God. We are going to dive into a review for our verse, and then you're actually going to pause and take a verse quiz, and then we'll jump back into our lesson. So join with me. We'll do it twice, once with me, once without me. Here's the one with me. Get ready. Wait for it. Let me hear your voice, guys. Do it with me. Ready? Here we go. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. Verse 3, all things were made through him, and without him was not anything made that was made. Verse 4, in him was life, and the life was the light of men. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. Okay, guys, it's your turn. Start at the top. Get ready. Here it is. Ready, go. Line 2. Verse 2. Verse 3. Ready, go. Next line, and without him was not anything made. Verse 4. Verse 5. And the darkness has not overcome it. Nice job, guys. Woo! Okay, now you're going to go ahead and spend 5 minutes taking your quiz. Adults, I realize that I put this on here, but I'm asking you to pause the video. So 5 minutes, and when you're done with your quiz, read John 10, 1 through 10 in your packet, okay? I'm going to ask you to pause the video, and then I'm going to jump to the next slide. As soon as you're done with your verse quiz, close your Chromebook so your teacher knows you're ready, and read John 10, 1 through 10. All right, go for it. Oh, by the way, do not use your notes to take your quiz. Okay, we're going to move on. Today, we're going to start John 10, and then we'll finish it tomorrow. All right, please write down your pattern statement. Take your packets, open them up again, and write guidance from others helps bring clarity to our own ideas. So we are going to we're going to read a blog post this time to get guidance from others, and we're going to do that piece of it tomorrow. Here's a quick review. First, we learned when Jesus said, I am the bread of life, it meant things like this. And actually, I'm going to pause it. If the teacher could have students read like 4 or 5 of these, go for it. Okay, great. So we need bread to live. We need Jesus to live, right? Here's the next one. We learned this the last 2 lessons. I am the light of the world. Here's what Jesus meant when he said that. I'm going to pause the video. Please read 5 of these. Great. I love this one right here about bringing light to our spiritual eyes. Just like remember, Jesus uses these bread and light as metaphors, and they are deeper and a bigger meaning than just the thing itself. So today we're going to talk about I am the door and what that means. Before we do that, I want you to look at these three pictures. Oh, let's actually pause and go back for a second. I want you to look really closely at that image. When Jesus said, I am the door, we're going to come back to this image, but I just want you to look at very closely all the things you notice here. And we'll come back to this tomorrow. Okay, here we go. Look at these three pictures in your packet, flip to the top of the page, and answer these questions silently. Number one, what's happening? Number two, if you live next door, what would you do if you saw this? And number three, in one word, how would you describe these two people? Okay? Take about 1 minute to answer all three questions and be ready to share out. Pause the video. All right, if you haven't shared out, pause the video again and share out answers to all three questions. Go ahead. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me give you the 411. Let me tell you what's actually happening here. So this is actually on the bottom, Mr. Tyson, and he's boosting up Tunde. Remember what I showed you when I showed you Tunde and he told you like his full name and he's one of our adopted sons? Well, they were trying to get into a house that me and Mr. Tyson own it. We just didn't have the keys to get in the door. And so thankfully a window was unlocked. And so we hoisted Tunde up and he went into the window and got all the way in. And actually Tunde lives there right now. It has become his home. And so we owned it when he climbed in. It was ours. Some of you, go ahead and raise your hand if you describe these people as a thief or thieves. And if you live next door, would you have called the police? I might have. I would have thought that they were stealing, but they actually weren't. Interesting. We're going to talk about this as we dive into our text today, but one more quick review. When Jesus said, I am the bread, we should be thinking we need bread to survive and satisfy our physical hunger, and we need Jesus to survive and satisfy our spiritual hunger. When we learned about Jesus who said, I am the light of the world, we should have been thinking we need light to see with our physical eyes, and we need Jesus to see with the eyes of our hearts. Well, today, when we talk about Jesus being the door, I want you to think of the metaphor. We need a door to what? And we need Jesus to what? What is he trying to tell us? Let's watch this really quick video. It might give you some ideas.
No, 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 yes.
That gives you some food for thought. Okay, let's dive
You
into
need
our next slide here. What I'm going to have the adult in the room do is call on some students to read. So go ahead and pause the video and read this passage. Go ahead. Great, keep going, verses 7 through 10. Awesome. Here's what I'd like you to do. We're going to watch one more video, and then tomorrow we're going to dive into this blog. If there's any time left over, I'd love for you, adult in the room, to explain any unknowns from this text, to circle common words that are repeated, and just to have any listen to any thoughts of the scholars around this passage, any verses that stood out to them. There's no exit ticket tonight. There's just the verse quiz that was taken. Okay, here's the last thing for today's lesson.
He claims that I am the door. I am the entry point. I am the access. Therefore, anybody else who claims to have any type of sanction to give to speak on religious things is a thief and a robber. But Muhammad says good things. He's a thief and a robber. What about Buddha? Well, he's a thief and a robber. Well, all religions, we do a lot of good things, and we all say the same thing. So they're thieves and they're robbers. I am the only individual that has true access to the sheep. Anyone else is a thief and a robber. So we may live in a time where spirituality may be big and may be high, but there's a difference between being spiritual and being Christian. So all of this relativism, all of this nonsense about coexisting, and it lies in the face of who I say that I am. I am the way, I am the truth, I am the life. We can't put me in any other category. He gives us the ability to be secure. He says, if anyone comes through the narrow gate, the narrow door, if anyone comes through me, they will be saved. Jesus gives us the ability to overcome our sin because he gives us the ability to find security in him. There's this security, there's this agape love. It's not the type of love that you and I have for one another. There's this unconditional love. There's this love that says that I will never leave you, I will never forsake you, that he never loses any of his sheep, and that he desires for us to have a relationship. But the problem is that we seek after guidance, we seek after affirmation, we seek after permission. But the problem, we don't seek after him. And this is why he says, I am the door. Therefore, I am the only true life. True life doesn't come in by following the words of the thieves and the robbers who tries to steal, kill, and destroy, who may give you the temporal pleasure but won't satisfy the deepest need. Only Christ will do that.
Sweet. I'd love for you guys to have a discussion around what you just heard. I'd love for you to talk about a couple things. One, Christ first and Christ only. So maybe discuss relativism if you have time and what it means to have Christ only. I'd also love for you, secondly, to talk about what I am the door means. So when I came to this slide, I'd love for you to continue finishing these blanks. We need a door to blank, and we need Jesus to blank. If you want to change the word to there, that's fine. I would love to hear your thoughts on this as well. All right, scholars, after you have that discussion, have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.